We look after London Underground, Network Rail and many of the larger train operating companies across the UK. We manage a wide variety of assets here, everything from legacy systems installed in the 1970s, which is analogue systems, old computer systems long out of support, right through to the very latest virtual cloud-based technology.
We currently receive around 46,000 incidents a year within the service centre downstairs. Around 36,000 of those are communications incidents. Across the UK we maintain 300,000 assets on the rail network alone and around about 24,000 remotely monitored nodes.
Such a diverse range, all coming back into one central system where we can monitor the data, understand the problems, is quite a challenge, but we've overcome that, we've worked at that, and now we have data from a wide variety of assets that we can constantly monitor, review and look for continuous improvement.
We have an asset condition monitoring platform here, and it's now known as Acumen. What this does is we provide a package to the customer and it allows us to enable remote monitoring of escalators, lifts and CERs, known as communications equipment rooms. So what we've got here on the dashboard is we've got Stratford and Canary Wharf where the trial sites have been taking place, and what we've got here is several cameras are showing out of alignment. Now the back end is known as Arbitex, and from this the algorithms that run on this software package actually capture the live image compared to that of a reference image known as a benchmark. So if I just look at Canary Wharf to start with, Canary Wharf, we've got several cameras that are showing out of alignment, indicated by the amber LEDs there. To be able to tell exactly what's going on the site, we've got a reference image known as a benchmark, and then we've got the current image which is live to site as of right now. With this we can actually proactively monitor these cameras remotely and ascertain when the planned maintenance regime may need to take place.
This is an example of one of the videos we have here for Telent TV, and this is for the remote engineers downstairs. What this enables the engineers to do is to log into a system, detect, diagnose and then dispatch engineers if needed. For this particular example, what we're doing here is we've been notified that there's an alarm by the station supervisor or the user. Our engineers are at the moment diagnosing where the problem is, accessing and then clearing the alarm, and if that means that an engineer has to go to site, then we will dispatch him, but in this case probably not. So what we'll do is we'll reset everything and then put it back exactly as we found, and that's the essence of Telent TV.
So here at Telent we're quite keen on obsolescence management and keeping existing assets running for as long as possible. And to produce this we've actually introduced a management system which covers the full obsolescence of equipment that's already out there and those that will be introduced. And we have an internal repair workshop which will actually re-engineer the hardware and keep it running for as long as possible whilst increasing the reliability of the older assets. And at a fraction of the cost we can monitor it and actually keep it running year on year with the same reliability level.
What you see here is several stations worth of equipment undergoing its soak testing prior to deployment to site. The units here are sort of latest generation processor-based logic controllers, and we have written the software in them to enable us to measure and monitor all the variables needed for the monitoring on site. So typically sensors like this will connect into this, and this will be variable numbers of temperature sensing, vibration on lifts and escalators, and now also power consumption around air conditioning units.
What we're going to do now is pass this file over to the duty managers and the service centre team. What this is going to allow for them to do is find out the relevant engineers with the relevant skill sets and task them accordingly. When they get to site, they're going to liaise with myself if they need to. Having looked at system history and repeat failures, we're going to pre-program a spare ready for site. The engineers can go to site with this device and then encourage our first time fix performance. When the field engineers are finished with their fault, the last test that they'll do for functionality testing will be to test it from the playback PC.
Bringing innovation into those contracts delivers for both parties. We now strive with our new customer base to implement that way of working, bringing innovation, new technology and working in true partnership to ensure the service they deliver that we all use every day is truly world class.